Oh, you can hand it to me. Bring it. Thank you, darling. Hey, hey, hey. It's another beautiful day in Ghana, West Africa. I am Brandon, and we're out here enjoying the day. Today, I want to talk about the importance of attitude. How you see things and your attitude in relation to what you're going through is very, very important. It's essential in this process of life. You want to make sure that you have, in my opinion, a positive attitude. You control how you respond to the challenges that you face in life and how you project your feelings. And that's the attitude that you have. I was listening to a podcast and they were talking about controlling your thoughts and your feelings and how you can't control anything in this world except for your response, your attitude about these things, these challenges that you're going on. So I personally only project a positive attitude. Now, I'm not saying I don't have a negative attitude at time or disappointment or I'm upset or any of these other things. But again, what I choose to project into the world is going to be positive. It's going to be that way with my family. It's going to be that way with my friends. It's going to be that way in work environments. What I choose to project is going to be a positive spin on the situation because, again, now how I present myself, who I am and how I react and how I respond, when you see it, you see that as a reflection of me. And so I want you to see me in a positive light. And I understand that that energy that is surrounded in this process is healthy for me. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that I'm not going to check you if you're doing wrong. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't address. What I'm saying is that you need to look at the challenge that you're faced with, whatever it is, if it's a work challenge, if it's a family challenge, if it's a personal challenge. And I really like that word. I think it's the best representation of the situations that we go through. They're challenges. Life is challenging. Now, how you see that challenge as hard or easy is a reflection of your experience, of your perspective. So yesterday, Godfrey was swimming, and we're in a small 20-foot pool, and he couldn't hold his breath and swim all the way across the pool, but he kept on falling like 3 or 4 feet short, and so he had to challenge himself. I said, okay, well, the first thing is this. I've watched you. You've gotten within 1 meter or 4 feet to the end of the pool, and you were underwater for 5 seconds. If you can hold your breath for another 1 second or 2 seconds and keep swimming, you can make it to the end. So that's now the challenge. And it was hard for him. Now, I said, let me show you that it's possible. I jumped in the pool and I swam back and forth like 3 times on my first go without really even trying, you know, and he was like, wow. He saw that that challenge was easy for me, but they were challenges nonetheless. Now, I went out to the ocean, and like I said, there's some bigger waves here. I wanted to try to go out and see how far I had to go to get to the bigger waves. I had to go through a bunch of smaller waves. The waves were hitting me. It was sending me down the coast towards the rocks. You know, I wasn't at my limit, but I was somewhere close. And I say that because I remember I was in Senegal and I was surfing, or I was trying to surf in Senegal, and the current kept on drifting me down towards these large rocks. I remember paddling to try to make sure that I made it back before I got to those rocks. And I remember that feeling of like, oh boy, I'm in a situation here where the ocean is stronger than me. And if I'm not careful, it's gonna push me into these rocks. What do? Am I a stronger swimmer where I jump off the surfboard and I start swimming so I can pull the surfboard? Do I try to paddle? That was a very, very challenging situation technically it was a hard challenge. I personally try to really stay away from seeing any challenge as being hard or easy. I just say it's challenging. It's challenging, and it's meant to challenge you. We grow from these challenges. You know, a seed has to break outside of itself, has to break through the ground, has to do all of this to reach for the light and grow. These situations challenge us to grow and to become bigger and better. And so I meet these challenges with a positive attitude. There was something I used to take from my father, and what that was is the true meaning of willpower. I used to tell myself I just have to will it. You know, I have to chi up and get myself into a situation to where I know I can achieve the feat that I'm trying to overcome or the challenge that I'm trying to deal with. And I would will myself to that. I would use positive affirmations to be able to will myself to get to a point to where I could go and do that. And for me, how I used to do exercises that I used to do to really help with this is running or jogging. What I would do is I would go and run or jog as far as I could. My goal is to run as far as I can run. And then right towards the end, I'm like, and you do know you got to run back. All I would do is carry some coins in my pocket to buy water along the way, but not enough money to jump in a taxi or a trotro to come home. You're going to be out here until you come back. And I would just run. And each time I would get further and further and further. And I would run until there's like a mechanical failure, you know, until I had a wound on my foot or something that would stop me from running. But it was not the mental. I would not allow my mental thoughts to stop me. So that was the conditioning I was trying to do, is say, hey, the voice in my head will not tell me it's enough. The voice in my head will not say, hey, we're done. You know, I will tell the voice in my head when we're done. Who's in control, the mind or the body? You know, the mind will be screaming for the body, we're tired, we're tired. Are we really tired? Give me 1 second.